I'm Cortisa, a wife and homeschooling mom of 5. I want to change lives one room at a time by building confidence, creating joy, and revitalizing hospitality. With 7 simple steps, I'll teach you how to make your space everything you've always dreamed it could be.
I am loving the sunroom. My favorite room in the house. Getting a suntan in the sunroom. Woo woo!
Hey y'all, welcome to Make Your Space. I'm Cortisa.
And I'm Larry.
We are so excited to share with you guys how we used our 7 simple steps to create our sunroom, which has become one of my favorite rooms in the house so far. Now, it was also one of the most difficult rooms for me to decorate so far.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I liked it better when it was empty.
Well, we've stripped it back down to empty so we can show you guys how we put it together step by step. Step 1 of our 7 simple steps is to determine how the space needs to function for you and your family. In this sunroom, we needed 3 primary functions. The first was space to entertain. Then we needed space to have quiet time in the mornings and or work remotely. The third was an open space for the boys to play. Determining these functions helped us to decide how the space needed to be laid out and also what specific items we needed in the space for it to function properly for our family. Step 2 of our 7 simple steps is assessing your resources and limitations. The resources for this space were minimal. We just had the art that you see here and this area rug. The limitations were that the space is open to a larger area with other rooms, so it needed to coordinate with those rooms. And then we had a really small budget. And also, because we started with minimal physical resources to work with, that meant my already small budget needed to stretch even further. Bright and cheery. That's what you think of when you think of sun, and that is how I wanted this sunroom to feel every morning when I walk downstairs. So we decided to paint the walls a warm, rich tone of cream as our base. This space is open to the rest of the rooms on this level. So we knew as our color palette we needed to stick with our muted tones of blues, greens, and yellows.
Boring. Oh, hi. I'm sorry, I was just looking at this builder grade light fixture here and I fell asleep. So I'm very sorry about that. We'll show you something a little more interesting than that.
We knew in this space the light fixture needed to be the star. So I found this beauty on eBay and fell in love with it. The antiqued muted tones of sort of a bluish green work perfectly for this space.
So we had our star, but we still needed help with our layout. We wanted to make sure that it would match the functionality that we needed for our family. So we sought a designer in Minneapolis.
Yeah, we reached out to Elaine Nolan from Elaine Nolan Design, and she was a sweetheart and helped us with this computer-generated layout plan for our space. We told her exactly how the space needed to function, and this is what she came up with. Okay, y'all, here is an example of stretching the budget and putting the money exactly where it needs to go. As you can see, we have these beautiful blackout, really heavyweight curtains that we actually found on clearance for probably less than $20 a panel from an online home decor retailer. Now, I was from our first designer, Elaine Nolan, who was working with us from long distance. She gave me great direction on the color to look for, the pattern, all the things that we needed in the space. So I went on the hunt and found these beauties. Then later when we met Del Carp from Del Carp Interiors, who's local, she helped us. She saw the curtains and she helped us to pick out the fabric for the pillows and for these valances that were custom done, but we saved a ton because we didn't make them retractable. Now that may not work for some people, but it worked for us because we never close ours anyway. So we were really just going for the look of it, but that saved us half on what we normally would have spent for a custom valance. And so we were able to put that money in our budget elsewhere.
Well, all right. This is fine Corinthian leather, and all I need now is a smoking jacket and some cigars.
Anyway, we decided to scrap the first chair that we were going to put here because it just wasn't working. We thought it would be better to invest just a little bit more into a leather armchair because it's neutral and it gives us a lot of flexibility in our design now and in the future. Besides, we just loved the look of it and thought it would be perfect for this space.
When you're on a budget, don't be afraid to take a larger portion of that budget and sink it into a couple of your items, things that you really love. The rest of the items in the room will just be a supporting cast, and you never know what kind of great deals you can get. Remember, we talked about the love seat earlier in this episode that we got a fantastic price on.
Yeah, we did. In this first inspiration photo, you'll notice that this is actually also a sunroom. They have a off-white sofa and we have an off-white love seat. I really like the end tables on either side of the sofa, so we looked those up and we were able to find them on sale. So we got those exact tables for either side of our love seat. And then I even mimicked the styling of the end tables. But I used, instead of real plants, I used faux succulents and faux flowers because we have lots of little hands running around. I liked the wood trunk in front because I thought it would be a great way to hide the boys' toys. But wood trunk out of my budget. So I looked for a wicker trunk and I found the one that we have super cheap at TJ Maxx. But I pushed ours up against the window or in front of the window so that we could still have that open space for the boys to play. In this second photo, I loved the large plant next to the side table next to the sofa. Plants are a wonderful, inexpensive way to decorate your space. They add so much life and vitality to a space. So I thought that would be perfect next to our love seat. And then the third photo, you'll see the leather chair in the corner with a throw, a pillow, and a large plant behind it. We tried to mimic that pretty much exactly, except instead of a small table on the side, we chose a basket with extra throws and a pillow because that's what we needed to make our space function best for our family. So in your designing, keep in mind how you need your space to function, which is step one. Because then you can make sure that the design helps you to maximize the functionality of your space. The last thing I want to show you guys that is really important to me, and it's really important in every space that I craft, is to have something in the space that's meaningful to you and or to your family that helps to tell your story. For us, it's this wall over here of art. The two art pieces are actually painted by my hilarious, handsome handyman husband, Larry. And then the piece in the middle was done by a sweet friend of mine, a very dear friend of mine. So the message on it and the person who gave it to me have great meaning to me. So when making your space, remember to have at least one or two things in the space that have significant meaning to you and help to tell your story. Thanks for joining us on this episode. We hope you guys got some great tips on how to use our 7 simple steps to make your space everything you've always dreamed it could be.
We are so happy to have this space completed for our family and those that come and visit, and we hope that you enjoyed that with us as well. So let's cheer another great day. As the sun goes down here, we're going to sleep. But I hope that you will start your day early tomorrow so you can make your space. That's pretty good how I turned that, the sleeping and the light in the dark together.
That was good,
That was
but
pretty
very
good.
corny about so you can get up early and make your space. Get up
Corny?
early. Yeah.
I am not corny.
Get up early and make your space. Seriously, Larry?
You make your bed in the morning?